Okay, um, Shalom Israel. This is Daphne, aka the New Eve 2012. Um, and I was hoping to share one of my other experiences with you. Um, I was going to talk about these giant faces in the clouds, and I was also hoping to read a little bit from the book of Enoch and maybe throw in some other scriptures concerning what I saw in Vegas again, probably about a year and a half, 7, 8 months, a year and 7, 8 months ago. I've seen a total of about four of these gigantic, perfectly well-formed faces in the clouds. And I'm not talking about having to connect the dots to find a bunny rabbit or something like that. I'm talking about perfectly well-formed faces, eyeballs and irises and complete and utter detail that you wouldn't expect to see in a cloud. So I was on the porch. I was outside in the backyard in Vegas, and Vegas is pretty much just the same weather, hot all the time. That's it. What's it going to be today? Hot, and that's it. You know. So it started to get overcast and a little dark, and then all of a sudden there was this gigantic cloud face, and it was in a profile shape. It kind of had a long nose, and it definitely had sharp teeth and some ancient, maybe Roman or Middle style helmet. And the detail was perfect, perfect, perfect detail. I've never seen anything like this in a cloud. And it had an intense look of rage on its face, like it was ready to destroy everything and any possible thing that would get in its path. And it had little, not little, but fangish teeth. And I was just staring at this thing in total awe. I couldn't believe I was actually seeing what I was seeing. And there were others that formed along the side of it, um, down a ways, not a ways, but close enough. The other one had a beard and long hair and another kind of cap on. And then the third one, which was the farthest one away, is the one hardest for me to remember, but it had long hair. And that one's the hardest one for me to remember, but they all appeared almost like at once. The second one, I want to say it reminded me more of a kind of Nordic kind of thing. But I was more concentrated on the one that was right in front of me because it started to roll its eyeball at me with this fierce rage. And it was so gigantic that uh, immediately this scripture came to my mind, which was the one that talks about we were like grasshoppers before its sight, which is, and I wrote it down, which is Numbers 13:33. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, so we were in their sight. And that's what I thought when I saw this thing. It was so huge in the sky, and I was like a grasshopper. I felt like a grasshopper. And the thing, I said it rolled its eyeball around, and it looked at me with this fierce rage. And I actually, the second thing that came to my mind after that paraphrase of that scripture was, this thing could quite possibly eat me. Yes. And I just put my head down really fast, as if it's not going to eat me anymore because I'm hiding. And if I don't look at it, it won't look at me. But after maybe 20, 30 seconds, I got real kind of, I want to say, righteous anger that rose up in me. And I stared back at it, and in my mind I said, oh, I'm a child of the Most High. Who are you? And after I said that, it just kind of rolled its eyeball back and took that stare off of me, which I was like relieved. And then I went back into the house, kind of in a bit of awe of what I saw. You would be too. But I just wanted to read something out of the book of Enoch, because after reading this, it kind of put a little perspective on my experience for me. It says, now the giants who have been born of spirit and of flesh shall be called upon the earth evil spirits, and on earth shall be their habitation. Evil spirits shall proceed from their flesh, because they were created from above. From the holy watchers was their beginning and primary foundation. Evil spirits shall they be upon the earth, and the spirits of the wicked shall they be called. The habitation of the spirits of heaven shall be in heaven, but upon the earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial spirits, who are born on earth. The spirits of the giants shall be like clouds, which shall oppress, corrupt, fall, contend, and bruise upon the earth. They shall cause lamentation. No food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. They shall be concealed, and shall not rise up against the sons of men and against women, for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. And as to the death of the giants, wheresoever their spirit departs from their bodies, let their flesh, that which is perishable, be without judgment. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. A destruction shall take place of the watchers and the impious. And so I would say, in what I've gathered from that, these spirits of these giants, when they died, their flesh remaining, disintegrating back to the earth, and their spirits, of course, being trapped as evil spirits here, and in the clouds, perhaps, and probably various places, terrestrial places. Of course, I could be wrong. But I also wanted to read from Luke 17:26, which says, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. And Matthew 24:37, but as the days of Noah were, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. And Genesis 6:4, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that. Well, that's it. I just wanted to share my experience, give a little overview. I mean, in the days of Noah, there were probably a lot more strange things and wicked things going on, and they are occurring now. So, peace out and shalom.